Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Gaadi aage chalo yaar. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the 2022 Maruti Suzuki Wagon R updated model. This is the 1.2. This is the AGS. This is the dual tone. Oh my god, there is a lot of things which is this here because this one also gets accessories, a lot of it. Straight away we are going to be opening the engine bay of this vehicle and there is the lever you can see. Even though that is a 1.2 liter engine, it seems quite chintu mintu at the moment. There's a lot of space in the engine bay. There's no insulation there, which is surprise. So what has changed? The engines get dual jet, both these engines, 1 liter as well as 1.2, along with dual VVT, and yeah, all that has changed. Basically the engine has changed, that's why they say strong. Other than that, everything remains more or less the same. They've rejigged the variants also on this car and prices have also increased. There are more variants available. Certain changes have happened here or there. Okay, now this happens to be the ZXi Plus. ZXi Plus is new because what was earlier the ZXi has become the ZXi Plus with slightly more features like the automatics get hill start assist. Other than the fact that the VXi trim for 1.2 has been discontinued and become ZXi now, but that gets 2 more features. That's about it. Now this has got a lot of accessories. Like you can see this white addition on the grille, that's an accessory. Chrome surround along the fog light, that is an addition. This whole thing is an addition which goes around the car, of course. And you can see the lights. Okay, there are no LEDs here, but you can see this body side molding going throughout the vehicle, sort of a silver finishing here. It now gets alloy wheels as standard. Tire size is 165/70/14, which is small enough, like really small as such. And dual tone paint job, which means black and colored, or rather piano black finish on the outside rear view mirrors as well as on the roof. You can see it from the side. It's very boxy, and because of this black treatment, it gets this floating roof appearance. Very cheap door handles. I've never seen such cheap door handles on any car ever in my life. And at the rear, again, Volvo type lights, which by the way makes this the XC-10 because of course the Ertiga is the XC10 and the XL6 is the XC20. Now you know what, this bumper protector is also there, accessory. This chrome, accessory. This whole diffuser treatment, accessory. Rear parking sensors, standard on this car. And here you can see that accessory continues. Where is the exhaust? Faisal Khan's fingers of truth hunting for the exhaust. There it is, quite hidden, quite low. Let's open the boot of this vehicle. Boot is actually big enough, but the loading lip is a bit high, and the spare wheel is not an alloy but the same size tire, but you have to actually pull this, so I'm not going to do that. It's very difficult to get in there. You get a parcel shelf, again standard 60/40 split seat, so easy to split that to increase the boot carrying capacity. This Wagon R is a very spacious car, but requires some effort to close the boot. Of course, I just hate these door handles. Anyways, coming to the rear, it is actually a spacious car. There's good amount of legroom and knee room. You see, knee room is actually nice. Legroom is also nice. This is not scooped out, but there's a magazine holder here. Headroom is like amazing. Even Khali can sit in here. Handle to hold on to, seat belt right there. Okay. Now there is no center armrest, no adjustable headrest in any of the seats, so nobody gets ahead in this car. In fact, the center passenger does not get anything at all. There is no headrest only. यहाँ पे तो adjustable नहीं है, कैसे कर देते हैं? Anyways, you can see the dashboard design remains more or less the same. The dashboard is like very weirdly positioned. You can see टेढ़ा मेढ़ा हो रहा है. Center console थोड़ी तो symmetry रखनी चाहिए थी. Let's get out of here. So this sort of tile treatment from my bathroom has come here. By the way, that is again an accessory, not standard. Door pockets are actually big enough. You can keep properly a bottle, and this also I think is an accessory. कितनी सारी accessories इस गाड़ी में भरी हुई है. Let's just shut this. Come to the front. Again, not much has really changed. The major highlight happens to be the dual tone paint job. Now jack is placed here. Rose is vanished. Now it has some changes to the seats in terms of fabric colors, but again these seat covers are accessories on this car. This again is accessory, and switch gear is the same as before, but press a button and there you can shut the outside rear view mirrors. Lot of hard plastic. There's not a single soft touch material inside this car. There you can see there is a dead pedal, quite a lot of exposed bits. Again it says Wagon R here, which I think is an accessory. Meanwhile, idle stop start system has been added to this vehicle to make it more fuel efficient, and I didn't show you the key of the vehicle. So this is to unlock the car, this is to lock the car, and everything else remains the same. By the way, it has 2 keys. It doesn't have keyless entry, it doesn't have push button start. That's the only way I was able to show you this. Anyways, let's shut the light first and turn off the lights as well. That is a smart play studio system, which is similar to what we have seen in other Maruti cars. Says a range of 35 kilometers. 12.7 kilometers per liter is the fuel efficiency it's showing right now, which is almost half of what Maruti actually claims. A lot of hard plastics. Glove box is actually small sized, and what is that wire exposed here or there? Okay, the design of the dashboard could be a lot better, but बहुत ऐसी quirky कर दिया. 7-inch screen, small but fine in a car like the Wagon R, but not so good in other bigger cars. You can see it gets this parking sensor display as well. Steering is from the Ignis. Okay, we have got audio control and also gets a tachometer, again the top spec trim. There you can see it looks nice, the tachometer. Thoda bahut small hai. Speedometer is really large, so it's finished in orange. Meanwhile, let's use the wipers right away. There you see wipers work quite well. Lot of spray on offer. This car has so much headroom now, it's insane. It gives that airy feeling because बहुत ही बड़ी है अंदर से. So yeah, that's actually a boon. Air conditioning is actually a chiller here, and there is a power socket along with इसको खोलो, yeah, a USB as well as a aux, some storage space here. Phone वहाँ पे fit नहीं आता, phone यहाँ पे भी ठीक से fit नहीं आता. Some cubby hole here. There's the handbrake, and this is the gear lever. That's about it. Nothing much new to talk about. The horn, it's okay. It is not that great. There is the mirror, obviously not auto dimming. You get a mirror here, you do not get a mirror here. You get a strap there, you get a light on the top. By the way, it says ticket holder, otherwise you would have put a laptop for sure. Overall quality could be a lot better, and the placement of the vents is also kind of weird because वो directly मेरे मुंह पे हवा नहीं आने वाली, वो मेरे हाथ पे आने वाली है, steering wheel को ठंडा करने वाली. So cooled steering wheel, another revolutionary feature in this car at the moment. Okay, this is actually decent enough and nice to operate as well. Audio quality, let's listen to it. Audio quality is okay. It's not that great, but then obviously a car of this segment and price will have such a quality only. Rear wiper washer is also available here, which is a feature which is very much expected for sure. So we're just going to use it at the moment. Yeah, again, most of these features are actually restricted to the top spec variant. इसको बंद कर देते हैं. Let's do one thing. Let's start driving right away. Alright, we're all set to go, which means turning off the air conditioning. Let's just open this display. Yeah, it gets Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto connectivity. Handbrake down into drive mode, and off we go very smoothly and ekdam aaram se. Now thing is, even the base variant of this car gets rear parking sensors, dual airbags, which is actually a good feature to have across all trims. Meanwhile, there's also a storage space under the front passenger seat. Yeah, like a tray sort of a thingy, which I think can accommodate 1 kg or something of that sort. That's also a nice addition to hide your stuff from here or there. That said, now I'm driving the top end trim, which is automatic of course, and this is a 1.2 litre engine which has changes because it's come in line with the Baleno's engine, which also gets dual jet. Yes, this one gets dual VVT as well as dual injectors per cylinder. Meanwhile, the 1 litre engine also has been updated with similar tech, so that engine is similar to the Celerios. This all has been done in the interest of fuel economy, and they've actually managed to improve the fuel efficiency quite a bit. In fact, fuel efficiency is improved by around, like, I think almost 20% on some variant, 19% I think. In fact, the lowest fuel efficiency claim happens to be around 23.5 kilometers per litre, and the highest happens to be, hold your breath, 25.19 kilometers per litre, which I think happens to be for the 1 litre AGS model, which seems to be the most efficient one. You know, the base variant, the LXi, actually comes on 13-inch wheels, so even lesser rolling resistance, and the fuel efficiency changes depending on the variant, because weight plays a massive difference in these cars, or in this car in particular, in Maruti cars in particular. In fact, there are 13 variants on offer. So 1 litre engine model is available in LXi and VXi, and then the 1.2 is available in ZXi and ZXi Plus, and the 1 litre is also available in 2 variants of CNG, LXi as well as VXi, and there is a VXi automatic, which means it's in the 1 litre, and there is an automatic in the ZXi as well as in the ZXi Plus, and then there is the Tor H3, which is available in 2 variants, LXi CNG and VXi CNG. So too many variants of this car on offer, and that's the reason why the price range is also quite a lot, and the price is also on the higher side. By the way, this is a 1.2 litre 4-cylinder engine. The 1 litre engine is obviously 3 cylinders. This one produces 90 horsepower, so power is actually increased by 7 horsepower. And okay, oh my god. So for something like the Wagon R, this engine is just an overkill, honestly, and me saying that performance is way too much for a car, you will never hear that ever again. But yes, this just feels overpowerful for the kind of car it is, because it's a very light car. It's producing 130 Newton meters of torque, and 0 to 100 kilometers per hour comes up in around 13.5 seconds for this AGS model. But in the manual, you will reach 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 12.2 seconds. Yeah, it's slightly slowed down because this dual jet thing now, in the interest of boosting mileage, has really messed the mid-range. The car is turned off because of the stop-start system. All variants get the stop-start system. That's how important fuel efficiency is, and off we go! Yeah, at upshifts now it swings ahead and behind due to the AGS. Yeah, this is the AMT gearbox. Red line's at 6,000 RPM, but trust me on this, the AMT really robs away the feel of driving this car. And what further robs away the feel of driving this car is the poor high-speed stability. The suspension is on the softer side, which means low-speed ride is very good, but high-speed ride is not that great, and the car wavers along. If you encounter a heavy wind, you have to really grab the steering wheel, which by the way has no feel, no feedback whatsoever. It's very light. You can see the car is rolling like this. It's like, are we on a roller coaster? If you observe the rear view mirror, F2 the camera person today, he is swinging from right to left. That is a level of softness on offer, and that's the level of imbalance of the chassis. Although this is based on the hard-tech platform, which is shared with the Baleno, Swift and all other cars. So yes, it's more sorted when compared to the older Wagon R, this third generation model. But trust me on this, it still needs a lot of work to make it sorted dynamically out on the highway. In the city, you will not complain. Engine is peppy enough, it's very silent, it's very fine, and all that stuff is there. But in the real world, expect a fuel efficiency between 12 to 16 kilometers per liter from this 1.2 liter engine. Band ho gayi. So yes, in the interest of fuel efficiency, Maruti has again killed off the character of this engine. Yeah, baby, this is what happens when you have small tires and a lot of power and oomph. Talking about the 1 liter engine, they've actually decreased the power by 1 horsepower and torque also by 1 Newton meter. So that one produces, I think, around 67 horsepower and 89 Newton meters of torque. But the 1 liter engine model weighs around 810 kgs. This one weighs around 850 kgs. And the CNG is the heavyweight because of the tank, of course. That weighs around 900 kgs. So extremely light car. In fact, the power to weight ratio of this car is around 100 bhp per ton, making it absolutely crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy, because so light. This is a very light car. You can feel that lightness, you can feel that dynamics are gone for a toss, but this is not a car for dynamics. And compared to the old Wagon R, obviously not the Dil Se weak wala Wagon R, I'm talking about the last generation Wagon R. Obviously there's a big difference in the way this car is so much more tied down to the road. Grip levels are not that great, and honestly the steering is so bad now that there's no feel, there's no feedback. It just keeps swinging. Look at this, is like a roller coaster ride. I'm such a roly-poly right now because the suspension is super soft, and yeah, the car doesn't feel tied down at all, and steering, you know, it's weird. But at least, oh my god, it does not center. I was like, at least it centers. I thought it will center, but no, it doesn't. And horn is kind of weak, not that interesting horn. Yeah, so this is the natural habitat of the Wagon R, driving it in the city in stop-go traffic, and that's when the gearbox also works fine, as long as you don't rush it in. Once you rush it in, things go for a toss. In fact, it has a manual mode as well, and in manual mode it will hold on to gear. We are in first, okay? There, it holds a red line slightly above 6,000 RPM. It will not upshift. Take a lesson, luxury car makers. This is how a manual mode is done. It refuses to upshift because it's like, I will listen to the command of the driver. That's fantastic. That's something I like. But the engine becomes very vocal past 4,000 RPM. Listen to this. Yeah, actually you hear a lot of wind noise, you hear a lot of tire noise as well, because insulation levels aren't that great. They don't need to be, because this is a car strictly for the city. Now, I might be a little critical here because the prices have gone through the roof. This is a very expensive car now. If I tell you the price of the Wagon R currently, you will be in complete shock, wondering when did Maruti increase the prices so much. Wagon R used to be like a really affordable car. That is no longer the case, at least for the 1.2 liter engine model. Interesting, acceleration. So anyways, the base range starts at 6.41 lakhs and goes all the way till 8.44 lakhs. Yeah, that's right, 8.44 lakhs for a Wagon R is quite the price, honestly. And you pay 57,000 rupees more for the automatic. Yeah, that is not much of a premium for the convenience of an automatic, although this is an AMT, so it doesn't have the smoothness of a torque converter at all. And then the fuel tank capacity is a chin to 32 liters as well. So as I see it, the Wagon R has always been a great practical vehicle, and it continues to be like that, practical enough. But now with some additional bits here or there to make it more attractive purchase. I think antenna touched somewhere at the moment. I don't even know where we are going because we're going to hit a dead end. So I'm just going to try another interesting feature of this car, which is, check this out, okay? Here we are. I'm going to turn the steering wheel to a certain angle. Here, I've turned it like this much, okay? Now, the steering will not center at all. The steering just refuses to center thoda bahut either other because of the movement of the road. It changed. Otherwise, the steering, it just maintains one disha. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Lack of self-centering is absolutely baffling here. So yes, Maruti needs to improve on that front as well, because obviously you need a self-centering steering wheel. You need to put in a lot of effort to center it. Just goes against the whole concept of driving where the steering does not center in. Anyways guys, this is my vlog of the heart says strong. I was going to try to make something up funny, but no, I kind of messed up there. Let's do one thing. Let's launch the car again, because yeah, this engine is really very nice. Oh god, yeah, you can feel that bump. But the only thing is, kind of lost that mid-range grunt. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, bogs down completely. So you just have to keep the revs high here into manual mode. Brakes could be stronger. There's that nosedive under heavy braking because the suspension is that soft, but yeah, braking performance is okay, not that great here. So overall, the Wagon R, like I've always been saying, it's a practical car, but yeah, prices are going on the higher side, and then Maruti is not really innovating as such. They're continuing with the same old thing. This 2022 model doesn't really have much of a change. I don't know if you can call it a facelift as such or any of that sort, but when they are obviously making changes to the engine, offering a dual jet and all that stuff, clearly this is a significant update, because in the other cars like the Baleno and the Ertiga, they call it the next generation model. Okay, let's stop. Look at the nosedive. Okay, that's with ABS, huh? So here we are going to launch the vehicle. It's not going to do a wheel spin at all. Brakes are not that inspiring enough, but taking a U-turn is quite easy. Check this out. Okay, turning radius isn't that much here, and the best thing is that once you're in a U-turn, you can continuously keep doing that as well, because the car steering does not self-center, which is the highlight here. Bye bye.